Betway, Waiter to Win, welcomes you to Hollywood Bet Scottsville on this Sunday afternoon on Christmas Eve, and we hope you're all good and well. Got Darren Burrows with us, who's been in terrific form, and number 7, Fine One, is the favourite. I see quite short. Betway's got it priced up 1-3. Number 9, Growfield, the second choice at 9-2, unraced. Quite a few unraced horses we don't know too much about, and 10-1 and better about the others. But it is bipot time, naturally, Mr. Burrows, and I suppose the plan is what? We're going to bank the favourite, I would imagine.
You got to banker this horse, Clyde. You know, they expected him to win on debut, and he was outrun by one horse in the race, beaten 3 parts of a length by Bele. He's going to come on. He's had the experience of one run, and he's taking on a lot of first-timers. So if the first-timers aren't too fancied, which I don't think they are, Fine One is going to win. So a pity that it's such a difficult card, because I would have suggested a double or a treble, but this card is very difficult. So let's just banker him in the bipods.
Well, that's how we're going to get the money out of you and your selections. Let's take a look. Fine One is a bank in the bipod. Let's put that up in terms of race number 1. And there we go. There's the selections for the first race, everybody. Remember, this is a maiden juvenile plate over 900 metres. Watch the market, but it does appear like number 7, Fine One, is hard to beat. Well, this appears to be for the Michael Miller stable, the Michael Miller taking, I would imagine, Darren, with the 4 Just Reckless at even money, 1 Ethereal View, second choice at 3-1. And then you've got a first timer that they've marked up around 7-1, number 3, Grey Fantasy, who's also with the Michael Miller stable. So you'll have some sort of idea. But based, I suppose, on current form, I guess the market might have it right, or what do you think?
I do believe so, Clyde. But, you know, with these juveniles that have only had one run, you don't know which one's going to improve more than the other. Now, Just Reckless did beat the rest of her rivals last time out on debut. She was running on late. She got to know what it's all about, the final 200 meters, and she was lashing home. Now, Tristan Godden rode the third place runner, Ethereal View, on debut. And he's got an off Ethereal View to ride this filly Just Reckless. So that is probably the stable preference in the race. Mike Miller's got a number of runners. Interesting could be this horse Glamours. Last winter, that must be his first runner as a stallion. So it would be interesting to see how this filly goes. But Just Reckless, surely she's going to be good enough for the PAs.
Okay, we'll put that in the play. And I see Calvin Habib's taken the ride now in 3 Grey Fantasy, the other Michael Miller first timer. So just watch out over there as well. Okay, so that's from Darren. Race number 2, it's place accumulators. So remember, watch the betting closely. We're doing this on Friday, so we're quite ahead of our time. Just watch in terms of betting and scratchings. It's all important naturally, but it is your place accumulator opportunity. On to race number 4 now. This is a maiden class field. They're going to go over the mile, the 11 that'll line up on the Friday when we did the show. And number 7, Scampton. Betway's got it at 5-2 favourite. 2, Sweeper Keeper, 7-2 second choice. And number 8, Wyatt's Choice, is trading at 4-1. But I guess it's one of those races, Darren, unless you found a shrewdie, that you may have to go quite a few.
I would go quite a few runners. Play the safe route in this race. Plenty of these runners have had chances. The only progressive horse I could see in the race could be this horse Wyatt's Choice. Now, he's a 5-year-old maiden, but he's only run twice, and that was recently. He ran 6 lengths off on debut over 1400, and he was beaten 2 lengths over a mile behind Nightjar. Now, on that run, he had this horse number 6, Electric Storm, a length behind him, and he also improved with the blinkers fitted. So, Wyatt's Choice, as long as he settles, because he did throw his head up last time out, if he settles, I think he could prove the horse to beat. But then you had Electric Storm on his a length behind him last time out, and he's got to come into the play. Then you look at Scampton. They tried to steal the race from the front last time out, and he just got outrun by Fire Flare, who was all the rage that day. That was on the poly, though. Spec Magic, that run behind Attaboy 3 runs back was a good effort. And if you look at that form line, he had number 10, Mazatlan, only a length and 3/4 behind him. So there's a lot of form in this race where runners ran a length apart, 3 parts of a length apart, and it gets a little bit tricky. Player X is another one to consider. But if Wyatt's Choice settles in running, I think he could prove too strong.
Okay, Wyatt's Choice. I see the Attaboy form line has worked out very well for those watching from that line too. Okay, so that's race 4. It's a jackpot opportunity now. Race number 4 in the card. You guys can have a look as to what you think you should be doing. It's not an easy race, but maybe Wyatt's Choice does show its best. It's only had a couple of starts, and maybe it will continue to improve. The Andre Nell stable have been in pretty good form. Let's get on to race number 5, a handicap fillies and mares over 1750 metres. As we step into the handicaps, a small field of 8 runners, but most competitive. I just want to have a look at what Betway did here with betting on Friday. Let me pull it up here quickly. Number 3, African Beat, 7-2, 7-2 the field. 7, Jollification, 4-1. Number 2, Aquasilis is at 9-2, and number 4, Family Favourite, 9-2. And then I think you can get Give Us Grace, the 8 is trading 11-2. Fairly congested, Darren, but it is a handicap at that level. I guess you can expect that.
Yes, Clyde, this race is very tricky. I mean, I would go the field in your exotics, definitely. Now, Aquasulis, a 7-year-old mare, but she could just have one more in the tank before retiring to stud. She's got the 4 kilos off her back. The 1750, nothing wrong with that. She'll probably switch off a few lengths off the speed, and she could win with that long Scottsville run-in. She takes time to unwind. You've got Give Us Grace at the bottom here. She's got 54 kilos. Her last run at Scottsville was a much improved run over the course and distance. She was beaten a nose by 3 strands. She's got to be a runner. Of the rest, I could pretty much mention the whole field. African Beat's got a chance, and other runners. So I thought a field race, I wouldn't put my head down and have a bet.
With you on that. I guess the 3 strands run you're talking about with Give Us Grace, at least that, I think that's one of the stronger form lines in the race, because there were 2 direct winners from there, Baby on Board and Hot Strike. But okay, it's that kind of race. It's not easy, ladies and gents, this particular event. It does give you another jackpot opportunity, races 5, 6, 7, and 8. You guys can have a look as to how you want to pan it, work it out, and see what the best way is forward out this afternoon. This race should go to about 20 past 2. Race number 6, and we've got 3-1 the field. 9, Twinkle Little Star, 3-1 on Friday. The 4, Red Roses, 2, 4-1. And number 2, Lady Heist, 11-2. 7, Malcolm's Dream, 13-2. And also get a little bit of a chance. I want to check with Darren if he likes it. Number 10, Kayleen, is 10-1. What do you make of it, Darren?
Clyde, I thought the horse to beat definitely Woodland Retreat. I'm not sure what price she is, if you can confirm that.
Woodland Retreat, any price, Darren. 20 to 1, you can get about number 3. 20 to 1.
Okay, Clyde. This filly, okay, she's dropped from a 104 to a 79. That's in the space of 1 year. Now, she's run a length of Canadian Summer, half a length of Amina in a slipper. Then she started to go off the boil slightly, but her last 2 starts, she had valid excuses with the blinkers fitted. They've removed the blinkers. She's taking on the weakest field that she's taken on since an early 2-year-old. And I can see her running right into the money from a good draw. As long as she gets a clean break and she's moving well, I think she could bounce back at a massive price. Now, when you're looking for the horses to beat, Twinkle Little Star, she's lightly raced. Nicholas Patel gets the chance on her once again. She was beaten by a very good filly in Minogue last time out, who's heading to bigger and better things. Kayleen's a massive runner because she is a 1400-meter specialist. She is drawn out deep at 10, so I'm not sure what the tactics are going to be. They're probably going to tuck her in well off the pace. She likes to do good late work. And Red Roses too, stepping up in trip. If she stays, she's a big runner too.
Okay, it sounds like the kind of race where we can get a bit of money here with number 3, Woodland Retreat. Thank you, Darren. And just this opportunity from Betway's Weighted to Win team to wish you all this Sunday afternoon a Merry Christmas. Be safe, everybody. You can watch Weighted to Win every day, of course. Our information selections will be available on 4 Racing TV or on YouTube or on our WhatsApp group. The information will be there for you. So trust it'll be a very good one and a happy new year. Wonderful 2024. As we have a look at what Darren likes in this particular event, you've got 3 more races to go, races 6, 7, and 8.